If you're in education, you know there's one thing you're always running out of. It's not passion, it's not knowledge, it's time. Today, we're going to look at the digital tools that are helping teachers finally win that daily battle against the clock. And this just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's such a powerful idea because it completely reframes the problem. That feeling of being totally overwhelmed. It's not about being a bad teacher. It's about fighting an impossible amount of administrative work. So, where does all that time actually go? I mean, really, where does it vanish? Let's peel back the curtain and look at all those unseen hours, the stuff that eats up a teacher's day, their evening, and yeah, even their weekends. Okay, first step, just making the test. Trying to come up with a good, fair quiz is a real brain workout. But it's also just so time-consuming, especially when you have a few different classes. And then comes the fun part, right? The grading. You're just faced with this mountain of paper, marking answer after answer after answer. It all piles up, and it's all got to be done after the school day is over. And you're still not done. After all the marking, you have to actually figure out what it all means. You've got to spot the patterns, see who's struggling, and really understand what those scores are telling you. And here's the really painful part. Every single one of those steps, which feels like it should be quick, just balloons into hours and hours of work. The whole process is just completely broken. So what's the casualty in all of this? Daily testing. One of the best ways to actually help students learn. It becomes pretty much impossible to do because who has the time to add that to their plate? But what if we could just flip that whole equation on its head? What if technology could help you get that time back? We're talking about turning hours of painful work into just a couple of minutes. Check out how simple this can be. With a tool like this, you just pick your board in class, choose the subject and the chapters you want to cover, set the marks and difficulty, and bam! Click Generate. That's it. You have a custom quiz ready to go. The result of all that? 2 minutes. Seriously, what used to take you hours is now done in less time than it takes to brew a cup of coffee. That's not just an improvement, that's a total game changer. But look, saving time is amazing, don't get me wrong. But it's only half the story. The really big shift happens when we stop thinking about just making a test faster and start using it to teach smarter. This right here nails it. Creating a quiz in 2 minutes is awesome. But the real magic, the part that actually changes things in the classroom, that happens after the students have taken the test. And this is where AI steps in. It takes all that raw data, every right and wrong answer, and turns it into a clear roadmap for you, the teacher. We're not just talking about scores anymore. We're talking about actual insight. So what does this AI actually show you? Well, for starters, it tells you exactly which students are flying high and who needs a little extra help. It pinpoints specific topics that you probably need to go over again. And what's really cool is it can even show you where the entire class is getting stuck. Let's just look at the difference here. The old way, you get a feeling the class didn't understand something, so you reteach the entire chapter, basically just guessing. The new way is like surgery. You teach exactly what needs to be taught to the students who need to hear it, all based on real data. And when you put all this together, it just creates a totally new vibe in the classroom. It's a new reality where the teacher isn't just delivering a lesson, they're a guide using data to lead their students with real precision. And this brings us right back to the beginning. Remember how daily testing was this impossible, time-sucking burden? Well, now it's been completely transformed. That very same burden is now your most powerful, most insightful tool. So what does all this feel like for a teacher? First off, you walk into class feeling prepared, not just with a lesson plan, but with a deep, real-time understanding of where every single student is at. You feel confident that you're tackling the real issues, the actual learning gaps, not just taking a shot in the dark. You know your teaching is making a real impact. And finally, you have clarity, a crystal clear picture of how your students are doing and a clear path on how to help them. All that fog of, I think they get it, is just gone. Oh, and one last thing, a pretty crucial detail, actually. The teacher portal that makes all of this possible, it's completely free to use. So let's end with this question to think about. What happens when you take the single biggest drain on a teacher's time and energy and you turn it into their most powerful, sharpest tool?
It's a shift that could change not just how we test, but the very way we teach.